Right, here we go, something different. Bunya nut. When Pangea separated and South America moved away from the east coast of Australia, we had a common ancestor, the pine nut. And let's just have a quick look at these. Look at that one there. So a pine nut. Let's just take the cover off that. Hang on a second, just trying to do 10 things at once. Let's just try it this way. Oh. Pine nut, large pine nut, and you can see from that size, it's like, it's meaty, it's bigger than my thumb. So, let's take this whole unit and get the core out of it. Take all the big nuts out of the centre. I think these might have come down a bit prematurely. But they are dangerous if they fall on your head. But let's separate them all first. Okay, there we go. A pile of husks from the nut and a pile of nuts. The odd, tiny, undernourished nut in there, not worth having. And some very slim bits with nothing, no nut at all. I think this particular nut came down early. Okay, so now we've got them peeled. Let's bring some water to the boil, throw a handful of salt in there and leave them to boil for about an hour and then turn it off and just let them suck up the moisture. Rightio, Kevin, what are we up to, Kev? That's right, nuts. Look at those. So they've just been boiled, as you know. That was actually yesterday. And some of them have started to take off. But what we want to do now is just give them a light roasting. So I'm going to pop them on. There's a little flame there. I don't want to burn the clappers out of them. I just want to charcoal them slightly. I kind of like them with their bottoms pointed down. And we'll just toss a few of them on here. Get them a bit black so that it's easier to crack the shells. Or easier to take them off. And then we'll use them in a variety of ways. Might put them in a curry, might pickle some. Nonetheless, they're going to taste great. They're lovely and juicy and moist and fat. Just start with that one. Nice little flame under them all. Just giving them a little warm tickle. See how fat and swollen, juicy looking they are. They're all about to burst out of their little husks. Look at those couple there. They're getting so hot. They're starting to burst out of their little shells. Well, that'll save me peeling them. Just took a few of them off. They're just getting so hot they're just starting to squirt out their guts. Like that one there. It's getting so hot it's pushing that little stalk out. Can you see that? Look at that. Just writhing up out in the heat. Just from boiling and then heating up. Oh, yum. Ready, I suppose. Well, look, I've pretty much moved them all off the flame now because it was getting a little bit high. And as you can see here, look, they're literally spitting themselves out of the shells when they got a bit hot. See, like a little potato. And they tasted so good, especially the bits that squirted out first, which is that bit I showed you a minute ago. So I'm just going to let those cool down. They're all charcoaly now, so the husks will be easy to take off. Although half of them are popped out. They are just, I must admit, I sneaked a couple, and they were yum.
Bit like chestnuts.
Yum.
Delicious. Absolutely
It's
delicious.
great when it's fresh off the fire.
Still hot.
Okay, so that's where we're at when they've been boiled. Burn on the barbecue. Burn them black like that. That makes them much easier to peel. Burn them blacker. Then peel them all. And these, I had to photograph them now because everyone was just like snacking on them. They tasted like heaven. And then I took a few and I preserved them because they're not always around. And these ones I did in pineapple-y brine with chili. They're all tasting yum. So, what can you do with them? I believe you can bake them into a chocolate cake. You can probably make a really nice accompaniment to your cereal in the morning. You can grind them into a flour to make a lovely coating for chicken. And apart from pickling them, you can also make a nice pesto out of them. But I think I'm going to put some of these into a curry. Okay, so I'm going to do a bunya nut curry. I've got some toasted sesame oil, some fresh garlics, some mushrooms, some capsicum. I'm going to add some tomatoes and a few other bits and pieces, and then the bunya nuts. It'll be a nice vegetarian curry. Now I'll probably have to change pots. Loads of tomatoes, mushrooms, a carrot, and I haven't even put the bunya nuts in, but I'm thinking of adding a little bit of halloumi to it. That just, and maybe a few bits of chili. And there's the bunya nuts with a few extra mushrooms. And I'll pop the halloumi in on top towards the end. That is going to be delicious.